Oh, the purge. So, I have so many racing thoughts, and I know that for me, just speaking out loud really helps move things along. Also, I want to. Sometimes the quick reply on here is not enough space to get out what you need to get out when you want to reply to me. So I want to invite everyone to, if you want to purge, please come purge to me. I wish this platform had a way where it would just like, if the quick reply is just more than a couple of minutes, it would automatically throw us into a private thread. I'm going to suggest that into because the app is amazing. They're always like, how can we make this better for you? So I'm going to suggest that, because that would be lovely. Instead of just cutting people off, it would be lovely if it's like, okay, it hit a three mark. Now it transfers over. That'd be awesome, right? I think so. Anyways, that's a tangent, right? So a new practice for me, I don't know why it makes me so emotional, is having standards for the people in my life, right? Like, I have standards now of the people I have relationships with, right? Like, if I feel like I'm always pouring and you're just receiving, it doesn't meet my standard. Like, it has to be a two-way street. If I feel like you're always pouring and I'm just receiving, doesn't meet my standard. I got to take a look at, what is that? Why do I even have this person in my life? What is this really about, right? Like, and where can I step up? Like, where can I pour back? Because sometimes I feel like, well, I don't have anything to pour back. Like, they have more than me, so and it's like, that doesn't cut it, Thelma. So I've really been examining the relations in my life, and like, who I spend my time with, who I exchange energy with, who I because the relationships in my life have been the things that have kept me alive, right? Like, money's cool, money's fun, but money ain't it, right? Things are cool, but that's not it either, right? It's the relationships. And I was looking at, like, why all of a sudden out of nowhere I started thinking about my best friends from middle school. So I was like sitting with that, like, well, what is that? What is that bringing up for me? And it really brings up the Thelma in me that didn't think much about herself. Like, those girls that I was telling you about, it's like, if I liked purple, but they were like, ew, purple's ugly, we really like black because black is really the best color, I'd be like, oh, well, you're right. I'm not going to wear purple. You're right. Black is definitely better. And I did that with everything, with the boys that I liked, with things that I enjoyed reading, or I would just like, they were cooler, they were prettier, they were the golden girls, right? Golden girls, funny. But, oh, and the book is Untamed by Kellen Doyle. That's where they talk about um, the the cool kids. And I would so often just give up my point of view, or give up my feelings, or give up what I thought, because I thought they were better. And I was like looking at the energetic dynamics of when we stopped really being friends. And it was when I stopped being the energy of like, your say is greater than my say. And the dynamic shifted, and it didn't work anymore. I didn't fit the requirement anymore. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Clueless, but in Clueless, and I know I'm totally aging myself, right? Which I'm very proud of my age. I'm 42 going on 43, baby. Let's do it. in the movie Clueless, the like rich cool girls take in the new girl that just moved, and the new girl is like frumpy skater girl, uh like she doesn't come from money, she doesn't know what's hip. And that's kind of like how I became best friends with one of my best friends. It was like I dressed more like a boy, baggy jeans. I mean, that was also the style back then, right? Baggy jeans, baggy pants. But she was like already into like Vogue magazine and, high fashion and putting things together. And she kind of not kind of, she introduced me to the fashion world and what all that meant. I was more like following my brother, right, who was into hip hop and the hip hop street scene. So I was dressing more like that than like high fashion style. Yeah, so she would do these makeovers with me, and I was like chubby and not. She was tall and slim, and she had like the Alyssa Milano kind of look. I didn't. I was like not that. So actually, there's no representation of me on screens in that time. Like the closest thing I can think of is Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bells, but even she was also slim, even though she was brown. But like there were no brown chubby girls on TV like being cool, right? So I didn't. Representation matters. Oh God, it just clicked, and that's why when I'm like asking God like about body stuff and what to do, I keep getting representation matters. Go out there exactly as you are and be seen exactly as you are, because representation matters. Seeing yourself in someone else is freeing. Anyways, another tangent, right? So yeah, I was like the girl from Clueless that got the makeover, and then my other best friend, she has like Julia Roberts looks. Like she totally looks like Julia Roberts. And with her, whatever, she wasn't a mean girl like the other one was a mean girl, but she had things about her where like she would kind of use me like to get into, because she was new in town, so she would use me to get closer to the guys that she liked that were my friends, because they were always my best friends. The guys were always my best friends, but they wanted to be with them. So I've always had the like ugly duckling best friend, always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of storyline going on from back then. And a lot of that is shifting and has been shifting, where I'm like, no, I'm the main character of my story, and I'm the star of my story, and I'm the bride because I done married myself. Like it's me. It's all me. And having this firm, like, I'm not giving myself up anymore to what other people think. Not to say that I don't receive, but discernment, right? Like, where it's like, is this really about me or is this not about me? And even with like boyfriends or family members, like, oh, well, my mom said, so if my mom said, then that's the right thing to do. Well, my brother said, well, because my brother said, well, because my dad said. And instead of like sitting in what I know and what God has said to me and the God prompts that I get, and then I move on and I get coaches, right? And well, my coach said, well, but my coach said, and I'm finally at a place, and this is why I love Crystal the Oracle, because she's like, you are your own oracle, and she's all about empowering you to like know what you know, and coaching with it, right? Like, it's not, I don't know, it's a lot, it's layered, right? Like everything is a divine paradox. So it's like, know what you know and have room for what you don't know, and know that you don't know what you don't know, and that's okay, and that's just part of the thing, right? And when it's for you, you will know it. Like it's inevitable. If you're here doing the work, asking the questions, it will come. And that's where I'm at now at 43, right? Where I have like a greater appreciation for me and what I do know, and standing on what I do know, like 10 toes down. And I'm like, nah, this is what I know. And sometimes it's like, you know what? That's what I knew yesterday, and now I know more. And as I shift and learn and grow, I'm not too big to apologize and to be like, you know what? I know yesterday I knew this, but today I know a little bit more, and I could come back and be like, hey, about what I said yesterday, ba 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 ba, like, And all this came up because I dropped out of a coaching program, and the response I got was so snarky and mean. Like, it was just mean girl stuff. And I sat with it and I'm like, all right, is this about me? Like, is this me? Am I just perceiving this? And I, went to God with it. God, source, creator, infinite intelligence, like, guide me here. And I got to clear, no, stand on, you know what you know. You know what you know, and this ain't about you. Now, I would have never spoken into power. Like, when I say speak into power, it's like, oh, well, they're the coach and I'm just the little one. Like, they know more than me. Like, I'm just going to be quiet and, like, be apologetic and let them speak to me however they want to speak to me and just take it. And I was like, nah, not today. And I get to do it with love and grace. So 10 toes down, I spoke up for myself. And I was like, you know what? I really, think you need to re-examine what you're saying and maybe look at that maybe you're projecting onto me, because none of what you're accusing me of is actually in my space. So, all the best. And then I cut ties with it. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the second time. It wasn't even the third time. It's been a hot minute. And because of grace and because of knowing that I was growing in an indirect way from the things that were going on, it was like, nah, this still works. This still works. It's kind of like when I was with my daughter's father, right? I stayed with him for a while, even though, because I kept getting like, yeah, but you're still growing in this. Yeah, but you're still growing in this. Yeah, it's not how you want it, but you're still growing in this. And then at some point, it was like, yeah, pull the trigger. It's time to go. And that's when I was like, well, okay, time to go. Like, I'm done. And that's how it was with this too, where I got to say, like, no more. Like, thank you so much and no thank you. Like, I'm done. And then I just cried. I cried for, like, the little me in there that has been waiting for, like, chest up, chest out. I tell my son that sometimes when he wants to talk to his dad, but he's scared of his dad's reaction. I'm like, chin up, chest out, baby. Chin up, chest out. Like, you're not responsible for his feelings. Nothing you're saying is disrespectful. Nothing you're saying is mean. And chin up, chest out. Like, you're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to take up space. So I say that to me right now. Like, I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to know what I know. I have permission to define what's healthy for me and what's not healthy for me, and then change my mind later. There's nothing wrong with who I am or how I am. And I put my best foot forward, and when I fumble the ball and I drop it, I get back up, I pick it up, and I make amends wherever is needed. Like, I'm not too big to make mistakes, and I'm not too big to apologize, and I'm not too big to own what I own. And relationships that don't honor that, or that don't really see me and know that about me and know my heart, that I don't want to be in that relationship. Whether you my friend, you my mentor, you my coach, you like my partner, like my parent, my sister, my cousin, like any relationship, like if you don't know my heart and you don't really see me, then I'm not playing in that. I don't want to be a part of that. I've taken a lot of that in life, because I didn't think I was worth or deserved anymore. And I'm done. I'm done. Like, the version of me that people have made up in their head is not my responsibility, right? So if you think poorly of me, like, that's on you, and go keep that over there. Then you don't know me. I know me. And the parts of me that I don't know, I'm always looking to discover them. And the parts of me that I don't like, I look to tweak them, you know. And it just reminded me of the black magic line and the white magic line and the red magic line, right? Like, meet the devil within me and meet the God within me. And I never claim perfection. I know, I've done some shitty shit in my life, and I've made amends. And I will continue to fuck up, and I will continue to make amends, because I'm all of it, right? I'm the light and I'm the dark. I'm the shadow. I'm all of it. Now, I don't deny any aspects of myself, unless I'm not aware of them, right? But if I'm not aware of them, then, like, until I become aware of them, then, you know. Anyways, that's it. I've said enough. Thanks for listening. Thanks for witnessing. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.